Walls. Every map in the finals has them, and walls are meant to fall, which means by the end of the game, most walls, especially around objective areas, are going to be destroyed or moved in some way. But it's always a double-edged sword. You need to break walls to attack a cash out, but once you get it, you no longer have walls to defend your cash out, unless you bring barricades. Barricades are a part of the Heavy's default gadgets, and is your second starting defensive option, along with goo grenades, and is really straightforward. Pull out the iPad and place a barricade when the outline is blue. These can only be placed on the ground and can be rotated with right click. These are the most bulletproof object a player can place. Goo requires 14 bullets from the Lewis gun to take out one chunk, and if you hit the right spot, you can instantly collapse a goo wall. Compared to the barricades, which requires 80 bullets from the Lewis gun to take out a single panel. And the barricades don't collapse like goo walls do. In fact, because the barricade is made out of 5 panels, as long as one panel is remaining, you could pick up the barricade to fully refill your cooldown and place it back down with all the panels intact. This might make the barricade seem unstoppable, but it has its weaknesses, which include Breach Charge, Thermal Board, Dematerializer, Data Reshaper, Explosive Mine, Charge and Slam, C4, RPG, Frag Grenade, CL40, KS23, MGL32, and Sledgehammer. All of these are able to destroy multiple panels at once or can easily take out single panels. Another thing to note is that fire from pyro grenades or pyro mines will stick to barricades, making them dangerous to touch, but that could be an upside or a downside depending on the situation. Speaking of fire, the flamethrower has a weird relationship with the barricade. The flames of the flamethrower won't stick to the barricade like pyro grenades do, and it doesn't do too much damage to the panels themselves, but if a player is close enough to the barricade, they will take damage through it. In short, when taking cover with a barricade, try not to be right next to it, as barricades usually attract explosives like a mesh or a dome shield would attract glitch grenades. Speaking of which, let's talk about the other shields Heavy has. The Dome Shield is a throwable that spawns a large bubble with 300 health. These shields can last for 12 seconds if not destroyed by bullets or glitch effect. Enemy bullets and grenades will bounce off the dome unless it's a glitch grenade, which will instantly detonate on impact and destroy the dome. Friendly bullets and grenades will be able to pass through with no problem. Enemies and friendlies can also pass through the dome with no problem. The Dome Shield's weaknesses are mostly in the size of it. Sure, it protects a large area, but that also means it's easy to hit, and in some areas of the map, an enemy can shoot the dome without getting interrupted. You'll most likely see this on Power Shift, where the dome will stick out from under the platform. The other weakness is the object you throw out. This dome spawner is significantly weaker than the dome itself, and being easy to destroy with just one grenade, an enemy can easily toss inside the dome shield if he gets inside. You also have to throw it, which means if you're on a moving platform, you might just throw it off the edge, and your dome is going to be useless. The Heavy also has access to the Mesh Shield, which is a specialization. This has 750 health and works similarly to the dome. When you use the Mesh Shield, it is projected out in front of you and moves with you. You can also toggle it on or off, meaning if the Dome Shield loses too much health, you can put it away and allow the health to recharge. If you're not quick enough, you will lose the shield and it will go on cooldown, so make sure you watch the health when it's active. The downsides of the Mesh Shield are similar to the downsides of the Dome Shield, but with a few differences. While the shield is out, you also can't do anything apart from walk with it or put it away, so make sure you have your team assist you or know when you can put the shield away for a counterattack. There's also a gap in between you and the shield, so if someone knows you're at low health and you put up a shield, you're basically inviting them into your personal space for an easier finish, since just like the Dome Shield, enemies can walk through it with no problem. So if the Heavy has access to these two powerful shields that can cover a lot more than the barricades, then why do I love them so much? And the answer is simple. You could just place these down. Barricades don't have a time limit or require sacrificing your ability to fight to use it. You just need to place one down and let it be. In fact, the game wants you to place barricades since you can have 4 active at a time and you can carry 2 at a time. They are also a physical object, which means you can place one to get up to a high place by vaulting over it, or if you see a vent that you don't want someone getting through without making a noise, place a barricade in front of it. You can do the same thing with doorways and even the elevator doors, but be careful, as the elevator, especially with a cash out station inside, is an easy way to get bombarded with gas, fire, and frags. Barricades can also be good bait. Some people will simply vault over a barricade, so what you can do is place an explosive or a pyro mine behind one, so the intruder gets a health tax if they're trying to enter your area. So don't forget about the barricades. They might not have the coverage of a dome shield or the mobility of a mesh shield. When the bullets are flying, the barricade will keep you covered.